还有，我是 KyuD，没有错，又是一个游戏影片，嘿嘿。这一次是这个天宫 Tower， 对，我虽然一直不确定它是不是这样念，但我就一直这样念它。那我们就继续接下去之前的进度。完了，我真的是不太会讲话。OK， 现在是到王姐。
That's a massive conch shell.
哦，我看一下 ，OK。
Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
Oh wow!
I hope so.
I hope so. 好可爱。
Puffer fish?
Yes.
Yes.
It's also a lamp, for some reason.
可爱。
It's a magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
我也想要。
If we get really stuck, sure.
Sure.
We already solved it.
OK. 看一下这是现在到，
It's a drinking horn.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Oh.
Yeah.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
No offense. 可爱。黄色、蓝色、黑色跟白色，黄加蓝变绿嘛，这里。可是这没有红色，哪来的红色啊
？The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual
Just
hull
not
of a
made
ship.
of wood.
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
What is it?
He's an imp.
Imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Okay.
Shelf junk.
Shelf junk.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it.
I really
Felix
like it.
Fellow at your beck and call.
And
call.
This is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly
Miss
good
Weasley.
name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
Well, I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
海盗吗 ？Yard 的那个海盗吗
？Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name.
So, Felix, what exactly do you do?
Is it not obvious?
No.
I'm an explorer. Explorer/treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
Okay.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here.
Retire.
I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Well, yeah.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Fine.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
There's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
不讲话。
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Oh, yes. Been married over 20 years now.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the youngest of 3. Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know. You're the one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
My daughter Fiona. Our little burgeoning genius. You've met her?
We did.
Yeah.
She's going by Fifi these days.
So I've heard. I asked her some weeks ago, what's wrong with your real name? She told me, get this, she wanted a name with an even number of syllables. She makes up the strangest things when she's under pressure.
What makes you think she made that up?
I happen to know the real reason she prefers Fifi over Fiona.
Oh, yeah?
It's what Freya called her.
Aww. 好可爱。
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of
你
the
是不是比较喜
Crimson
欢人家？
Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant to, because we
好
both
吧，你
wear,
只喜欢这
you
种穿
know,
着。
red capes
OK，fine。
of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I
I
heard
see.
on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something
Rare
called the Golden Beetle. Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
你什么意思？
Quite sure. There is no
金甲
treasure
虫不算一
called the
种
Golden
宝
Beetle.
藏，它
How do
算一
you
种
know?
好啦，其实也算了。
I would have heard of it.
还是他讲的金甲虫不是我印象中的金甲虫。
Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so
他对
much
他女儿
more
的
than her，
这是他女儿
talent.
对吧？
She helped me get started with my own
Oh.
painting, you know.
Right.
It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially
最近
after, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it
不是，
happens.
原来是
My
就是
father,
旁亲这样。
Lord Fellow, was her grandfather. Technically, that makes her a fellow. Let's just say there was some discussion over whether she ought to
虽然
carry the name at all. There's a
因为
family
是有点
tree
像
in the
外祖
grand
孙
hall.
这样，
You should take a
外
look
孙
at
这
it.
样。
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly
哦，难
afterwards.
怪。
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over
所以他
anything
应
at
该不会
Tangle
有
Tower.
继承权的争夺问题吧？
Fitz? I don't trust him.
Why?
He's slippery. Never
Slippery.
commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an
因为
argument?
需要一层一
No,
层
no.
剥开吧。
But my daughter doesn't like him at all. And
Fifi.
I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman.
哦，
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Are you sure
Hard
about
fact,
that?
huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course. I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that.
Okay.
Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh?
Okay.
I had to rush the final touches a little bit.
那这话
It turned out all right,
一整个家族
though.
的。
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
Aww.
My daughter Fiona and her best friend. They grow up so fast.
Do you know why it's ripped like that?
Ah, yes. I didn't even notice. No idea.
Oh.
That's one of Freya's paintings, is it not? It's impressive, but a little miserable for my tastes. Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way. Why would someone lock up a book like that?
你就不想
We
要
think
被
it's a
看到
secret
吗？
diary.
Aha! Teenagers are funny, aren't they?
Yeah, sure.
That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Where did you find that?
It was in the library.
Really?
Yeah.
How odd.
怎么了？ Why odd?
That looks like it might belong to Poppy. Flora's quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do. Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd.
通常
They're
很好
normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that. Does Flora normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out
眼睛
what.
痒痒的。
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
有道理
Rules，to live by.
有道理，有道理。
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. So we shall.
哦，
It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The
Yeah.
emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach
我觉得其实蛮
distorts
像
certain shapes. Hard to say
羽毛的，
exactly what we're looking at.
不仅是刀。
I'm as confused as you are. That looks like it might belong to Poppy. Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way, but I can't recall.
Fine.
What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
I found it comforting.
Charming, isn't it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally.
Remington.
Dear Flora's father and his
Co-worker.
associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome. Yes,
这是一个硬币的概念，一个施加压力。
Yes, it is rather, isn't it? It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
There's something about Felix's painting supplies. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting. Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
盖子盖错了，这不是你的颜料罐，对不对？
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to. Let's take a closer look at this.
等一下，这个，对，到最后调换这个。
Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
That red paint is from Freya's supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to
因为这是证物啊。
murder.
was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that,
这次意外的很快就中了。
Right. Fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know, perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened. Seemed a bit insensitive.
Insensitive. 问他了，他会回我吗？
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
不讲话。
It's not a knife.
嗯，
We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what that knife
我就觉得
shape
是那个
actually
羽毛。
is. Let's take a closer look at this. The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-dip bird.
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink-dip bird is red and white too?
Red and white. 这个
This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting
金
anyway?
鸟对他有一种抑郁吗？
The ink-dip bird was part of Fifi's experiments. A single feather to remember it by. Almost. Maybe just change one. The ink-dip bird attacked Flora, so she destroyed a single feather to remember it by. Almost. Maybe just. The ink-dip bird was Penny's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by. Almost. Maybe just change.
对对的。不会是这个吧？
The ink-dip bird betrayed Flora, so she ate a single feather to remember it by. Almost. Maybe just. bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
那个
She
cap
kept the bird
是
as a pet.
留下吧，留下一个羽毛。
Maybe it flew away.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
就是为了
Either
等他回
way,
来。
she kept the feather. I think it was pretty important to her.
All right. So she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does. Normally. This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Completely empty. Flora? She's pointing at something in the corner of the
他终于
room.
有
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait, there's something tucked inside this one.
哦，Freya 画给他的，好可爱哦！这是他养小时候的鸟，so cute man。哦，cute。
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them?
我比较好吧。OK， 快的，看到了一点东西，这还没来过这里。这是谁房间啊？哦 ，Fix 的。What the？
An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know.
It's a little handmade card.
谁的？
Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "Defits from PP."
Poppy。
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
Doesn't look soft.
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked.
Oh.
It's a combination lock. Sort of.
说的。不能转。这样。啊？What？ 啊？这样，这样，还有一个，再可以拼哪里啊？那是哪一个？
I did it.
Oh.
What do I win?
Oh.
Not bad.
猜到了，最后一个。
Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
照片吗？哦， 怀疑的铲子带有装饰图案的金属小铲子，上面 PP 和 F。OK。
Quit sulking. Not every room is going to be full of clues.
Huh. Not
They're just decorative.
Oh, so decorative. It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Nothing.
The tiles.
Those moon symbols.
Maybe they're connected.
Nope.
Maybe the
So
information
where is it?
somewhere else.
Okay.
Let's come back once we...
Fine.
It's
Ooh, I
low
can
inside.
look.
It says.
There's
Something. It's probably just a rock.
You sure?
Okay.
Oh wow!
What?
It's a big empty space. It's locked.
I thought
we
were...
are.
What's that thing by the handle? We already solved it.
暂时没有。OK， 那我们暂时这里可能还没有。可以先到这里来。看看这里有什么？音乐室。哦，是 Puppy。哦。
Are
Yeah.
they?
Whatever they are, I like them. It's like a little parade of floating spirits.
They're
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little
whatever
trumpet.
it is.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken
但是要
glass?
practice 好可爱。这个长得很假的，长得很像，有点像这个家伙。
Oh, whatever it is.
Well, it is
What's with all the broken glass? Sheet music.
That's a lot of notes. Looks pretty difficult.
Probably why they're on the floor.
Hey. Oh.
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude!
Yeah.
Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your
哇，
name?
他头
My
低
name
超
is
低的。
Poppy. I'm a pointer.
那这
And
里有
a
一个
pianist.
We'll need to
Baby.
ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
Wow.
I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
超
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of
个
his
人
time
空间。
hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be
Tangle
rude.
Tower.
It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk
所以他们
about
三个
it,
都想离开。
argue about it. Freya wanted to leave,
虽然想
but
走，但菲菲不想
Fifi,
走，
things are more complicated for her.
What
因为
about
他家
now?
的事情吧。
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer. 3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in
哦
private.，
懂，
What
可以
did
理
you
解。
do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot.
Oh.
When I finally got down there,
Fifi.
she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door
Oh.
locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
Wow.
No, Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about
哦，
flowers.
所以他们之
So,
间的
did you
花
talk to
园
him?
是有点
Not
相
really.
近。
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that. Needless noise from tongues expel, unless within the mouth they dwell.
Wow.
The spoken word, unfit for dealing
唐突
with the
这
shifting
太唐
form
突
of
了。
feeling. Stand unblinking in the face of taciturn and soundless space. Foregone drifter, holding fast, days as shadow seeker past. Is it bravery or surrender, accepting that your world will render nothing darker than the gloom? Some four walls make round a room.
哦，他挺会写诗的嘛。
Between the lips a silver spoon, a story written all too soon. The chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost her liberation lays in the center of a maze. With surging tide, the waves are thrown, an entity of all its own. But on its surface you may see, reflected in the waters be, the orchestrator, pale and still, pulling strings, enacting will.
Cool.
Hard of head, but free of mind, unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond, behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied, it's hers, it's free. Was then, is now, will ever be.
哦，他的用词其实蛮好的，用词很
Softly
很美
does
丽
the。flower grow, all in time, and time is slow. Rest a seed within the earth, but do not rush its gentle birth. Hour by hour, day by day, tune your heart to nature's way. That's
Ooh.
me. I'm on a list of murder suspects. Always thought that would be kinda cool, but it's just tedious.
Falls a little short, doesn't it?
哦，
Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does
I
anybody
didn't
else
see
use
it.
the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
哦，毕竟是你的。
Is that a gardening trowel?
哦
Yeah. I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it.
哦
How sweet. Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
Is
这
that
个沉
supposed to
默
be Flora?
Possibly.
Oh. How
Oh.
nice.
好 nice。
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah.
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Yeah.
I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it.
嗯，
Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well,
sure.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
No.
Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading
Sure.
her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were
那
close
不代表
friends.
他们会
Yeah, we are.
互相
It's
看那个
just
吧。
Fifi's gotten kinda
Aw.
impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it.
啊，I see。
Oh, you've been to the greenhouse? What did you think?
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah, he
That
does that.
belongs to Flora, I think.
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody? It was my mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes. Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Natural wear and tear, maybe?
No way. Freya took good care of her stuff.
We heard
What
about
was
it.
inside?
Nothing.
Huh.
Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need. I think it helped her zone out
所以
and
看起来
focus
还
on
可
the
能会在
actual
上面用很
painting
多例子。
itself. Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Right.
哦，
So, the
黑色
blob of black paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
Flora's dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do.
I get.
When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the
所以
tip.
他也这么觉
You
得。
don't think that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it
Aw.
was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said
Aw.
anything.
不要这么说嘛
Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone?
Yeah, I
or
think
signed
so.
by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you?
True.
This is mine.
Really?
No, well, yes, it was.
Was.
I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
What was on it?
Nothing. It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy.
What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower.
嗯
I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah. Weird.
Why weird?
So there are two families living in Tangle Tower?
Mm-hmm. 3 pointers and 5 fellows. 4 fellows.
What's the
Oh.
connection between them?
Sad.
There isn't one. Not really. It was all built by the Remington family. Flora is a Remington, originally. So was Primrose, my mother. She married into the Pointers, and Flora married into the
哦，
Fellows.
所以是
So the fellows and the pointers own
因
the
为
house now?
两个
Flora
女
owns
性
the
都这
house.
样，
Depending on who you ask. That means her husband
Aw.
Felix owns it too.
那感觉
What
很
about your
开
father?
心。
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your mother now?
嗯，
No idea.
所以他妈妈就这样离开这个，离开了他们这样。
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the
哦，
afternoon.
这直接相连
Then
到
we
这
heard
种。
this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of
What?
metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's
Wow.
tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door.
哦，
I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her
毕
angry.
竟他
I
这么
dragged her
都
out
有
into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The 3 of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific
Wait.
test.
Felix 说他听到第一个声音非常的有序， 然后第二个声音就是 Puppy 他们的，然后 Puppy 消失在那个，然后所以他跑去Fitz 的房间，然后他们就遇到，然后走上去，然后 Fitz 就从 Fitz 的房间出来之后遇到另一个女人，然后就上去，然后发现他们都不在了。
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
为什么？
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
Okay.
I wonder what's in there.
Okay.
All right.
Spooky
murder mansion. Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty. So I'm guessing nobody.
One
Nobody.
old
Yep.
25 4 lit candle. Am I the only one seeing the problem?
大哥。Okay. Fine. 这里是哪里啊？鸟舍。哦，太女人。
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow.
Looks evil.
I feel like I'm standing in a giant birdcage.
True. Hi.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
我
Sure.
觉得你现在看起来比较浮夸。
A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
No.
A little bit.
Oh,
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet.
Yeah.
I dare say I'm a little
I can
too
tell.
loud for her.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
将就。
I said it. I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable. She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the
Oh my
same
God.
intellectual level.
Oh. You don't need to.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it.
Aw.
She's a most unsavory little...
Ooh.
She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow.
Oh my god.
I just wish
be
Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her
Oh.
in. She's his responsibility. Did you not know that?
Not really.
She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning, and paint the
Aw.
birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Got it, thanks.
For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring.
Aw, so
With their names written
sweet,
underneath.
man.
I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were
超
close.
可爱。
I feel like I always
Well,
struggled
it's
to
so
articulate
kind.
my admiration for her. But she had a way of understanding unspoken things.
什么意思？他有灵感的意思吗？
Isn't he strapping?
He is big.
你喜欢他，
And so brooding.
Kinda
所以才
sulky,
是
yeah.
PP 的
I can never tell what's going on in that beautiful head of his.
It just sounds like you don't know him very well.
I don't remember asking for your input.
哦，PP 跟PP 好像有两个，有一个是他，一个是好吗？
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait, is that me? Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them.
Oh, wow.
It'll all be lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it.
Oh, okay.
Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Yeah.
Oh, did Fitz show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
怎么了？
It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad.
What's that? Oh.
A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken,
他真的很不
that
喜欢
little
他
red
耶
and，white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind.
跟那个墨迹娘。
Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style.
哇哦，
I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing. And for some reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more trouble than we knew. Very nice.
You've seen these before?
不开心。
Yes.
All of them. Even this one of...
Yes.
难怪他这么讨厌 Poppy。
Ooh, a secret
哦，你好开心。
diary.
That's our guess too.
Excellent.
哼
Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point, I thought Fitz might be growing them to
这个不是。
sell them. But honestly, I think he just likes the way they look. Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
绝种动物。
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very
Eh?
old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand.
我就知
It
道。
was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
How terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene.
太气。
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone on account of it belonging to
可
her
爱
mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable.
他真的
Freya
很
doesn't
气
take very good care of her paints, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian. Had her own priorities.
哼
Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo!
freak。
Oh, that's rather sad.
好，
I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an
Okay.
inescapably haunting presence, bless her. Hello. Who penned this
Hello.
juicy little number?
他那个声音好
We
好
don't
可爱哦。
It's not signed.
An
Hello.
anonymous letter? Classic clue.
Yeah. Very classic.
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! hardly the place for it. I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though.
Okay.
You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you?
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, fine.
20-something Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Pet.
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds?
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé.
Oh, that's the fiancé.
He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our two families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
可是Fitz跟 Poppy 好近哦。
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the
那感觉是去
aviary
见
to feed my
Poppy 耶。
birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
这里看起来
Can
不像
they
这个
not feed themselves?
Of course. And they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I.
哦。
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the Fellow Tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong.
Oh.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too. Standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Okay.
We can get into Penny's room.
Now, like, right now?
哦，它只是这里。
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
这是指这样。嗯。
Bird diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff. I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
对，
I do by weight. I can feel if one side is
好
heavier than
猛
the other.
哦！
Bird
They're
diagrams.
beautiful. Someone.
My little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
There's nothing written in the book,
哎呦，
although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh,
没事。
a rather magnificent bush. Somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side.
I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
Becca，
I've already forgotten all
这
three.
没有人
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense
What?
of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. He doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
哦，OK，原来那是帽子。OK， Penny， 这是 Penny 的房子。
That's some flower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
盆栽花，鲜艳、形状奇特的花看起来很健康，照顾得很好。蓝色不就是那个吗？被子那个温室的人。
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds? Nope.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
哎，等一下哦。哎，
Nope.
There must be something to do with those white lines.
是。
Nothing.
I think the birds are...
I guess
It's a
that's...
family tree. You'll need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
Family tree. 哦。
I guess
It's a
that's...
family tree. You'll need to start with blue and yellow.
I got
I'm impressed.
哦，原来如此。
Did the door open?
能用鸟来代替。Not will get her. Now I will get her. 这是谁？他头啊！
Looks like nature. Rude. Looks like nature. Rude.
A little bedtime.
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
Nice.
That bed.
Does it feel warm over here? Or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind
Wow.
of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
哦，
A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed.
哦，OK。
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them. Penny's books. Mostly novels.
嗯哼。
Ever get the
The
feeling?
mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a...
对，那这间结束，好，这间呢？Poppy 的房间，哦，哇哦，我喜欢这个
It's an octopus.
No, it's not. It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
Sextopus。
Oh, thank goodness, there are 7 lit candles. Wouldn't want it to be dark in here.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
行，这样，
That's done
好
it.
好。
Neat.
我说，为什么不是？哦，好，
What happened?
A little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. Part of a photograph.
哦，这是他以前的样子。
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
那你等等，
That is the bed of a vampire.
对对
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
呀
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back.
，OK，
More handwritten sheet music.
Anything in the wall?
Dresses mostly. Never realized there are so many shades of black.
Empty. There's a name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that stand upright.
哦，
Sheet music.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
宝贝，手拉西哆，瑞咪咪咪咪，瑞瑞，不行，我对五线谱真的很差。
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
Hopefully, hopefully.
A single red rose. How very...
Yeah, weird.
That?
I thought
This is a vampire who needs firm...
OK，他说有点 suspicious。我来说话。
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape.
当然是有
Something
啊，
that
照片
proves。Poppy used to like these colors.
OK，
Let's take a closer look at this.
呀，
The pink cassette tape is an older version of the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo. Almost. The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
No.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward. Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
有什么东西从那个留声机弹出长这
whatever
样
it is,
吗？
Well, it is
what's with all the broken glass?
像这样，咻，然后让他受伤，因为这个也破了。我觉得是这样啊，就是有点像是播的时候，在那个输出那个声音出来的时候，然后 Q 了它这样，感觉上应该只能是这样，没有其他可能性。Hello.
A picture frame.
With no picture.
It's a chart of which planet are you?
Well,
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook is untouched.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank. You know?
yeah.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Look at it.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle. Sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
哦，这个是那叫什么啊？那叫什么？第什么？第什么说的那个？你记得？这个要做什么？哎，这样。哦。Yes.
I got it.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
There's a little hatch.
A bunch of paper. Looks like
哦，
somebody's
金甲虫
research.
就是这个，就是这个。
Yeah, it's too cloudy to see.
It's also daytime.
Also
A
daytime.
Spyglass to the stars.
Wow.
Volumes 1 to 12.
They're in very good condition.
A bell jar.
What do people normally
Other than bells, you mean? Yeah, it's too...
It's also daytime. Pretty.
Ready?
Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos. What is it?
It's large.
You're not
大
wrong.
型设备。Yeah. 来，
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering.
I can.
So quiet. So loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could the speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Helpful.
A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end.
你很烦欸，他听
He
也
should
超
learn
级
to
啊
make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has
Yeah.
agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of
真的吗？
friends. Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally. Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
什么意思？觉得被冒犯。
Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Yeah.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I've begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think.
可是他被
I'm
说，
surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did.
可是他被说可以看见一些就是奇怪的东西。
What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man.
Wow.
Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the Fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived.
OK。
I don't especially want to talk about myself.
你看起来开心。
Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
No.
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
83。
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time,
目前
until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking
你
ship.
很气耶！你不是跟人家是好朋友吗？
My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. She... Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh, no. I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, What happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even
但是
since she
过
left
世是不是？
Where did she go?
away. She went away.
啊，是过世还是怎么样啊？
So, we found some
还是离开这
research.
里而已啊？
What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by
了
a
确定耶。
previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
嗯哼。
Oh, my. This is the first piece that Primrose ever
难怪
learned
他会
on the
留着。
piano. Primrose, that is Poppy's mother. She passed it down
可以
to
理
Poppy
解。
when she started teaching her how to play.
Poppy's piano teacher was her mother.
Of course. Warms my heart to know that after everything, Poppy still has it up on her wall.
爱天，
What a precious photograph. She hasn't changed a bit, has she?
Who?
Oh, if you don't know, perhaps I don't either.
是
Well now, that is most definitely none of my business. Quite possibly none of yours either.
Well,
What kind of flower is that?
We're not sure. I think it might be the only one of its kind.
Primrose would know.
好
My，wife was a floriculturalist. Best
他
in
们
the
家族很猛
field.
哎，
That's a flower joke.
各在一
But
些
she
奇怪的地
was.
方，不是奇怪的地方，各在各自的领域，然后算顶尖这
That's
样。
rather a small cage for 3 birds, isn't it? But then, aren't we all trapped in a cage?
OK，sure。
Curious creature, isn't it? Some sort of amphibious bipedal fish man.
Playing a trumpet.
Playing a trumpet, yes. Oh, you found a murder weapon?
Steady on.
差太多了
It's
吧？
just a gardening trowel.
Looks like a weapon to me. Yes, very nice. Where is that bird of Flora's? It's been a while since I've seen it.
输掉了。
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic
他那个金
license.
口太好笑了。
This looks a little rushed, even by Felix's standards.
At least he tried.
Yes, I suppose it's good for the old fellow to have a hobby. Keeps his mind from decaying, you
心
know.
智僵化。
Poppy's 2 closest friends. Freya looks so innocent there.
Yeah，
Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red
超级字体。
What a fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
Yeah，
These were drawn by Freya. She must have drawn that one of Hawkshaw rather recently.
I guess.
Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why
Yeah.
he bothers at all. That's a very old book, isn't it? Looks like someone could have taken better care of it.
I like the look of a well-read book. Better than one that's never been opened.
Ah, well put.
合理，确实。
I haven't seen that tape for a long time.
所以你以前
Who
看过
broke it?
No idea.
？Yeah，
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends. Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows.
直接讲告
Typical.
走。
Is this important?
Possibly.
Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon?
如果太硬的
After
要
all,
命
it，was found at the
可
scene,
能还
but
有一
right
点
next
点，
to
非常一
Freya's
点点，
body.
非常
I
非常
guess
非
it's
常
possible.
细微到不行的可能性。
I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar. Where on earth did you find that?
It was in a bush outside. I think someone threw it away.
How peculiar.
Peculiar.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same.
那个很久欸。
A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone.
Why?
The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is.
也是啦。
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are 2 towers, right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade. Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
这样子还只
Just
是
a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return. Nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
Cute.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening. I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Fine.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
现在剩下这个。成就解除 Tangle Tower 历史学家。快，等一下哦 ，Tangle Tower 历史学家是什么？ 饭前一饭聊聊Tangle Tower 哦，还有10个成就哎，我看一下哦。哦，我还是可以。等一下，再回去找他们聊聊其他东西。他好像没有聊过。
There's something I noticed
about
Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
From what we could tell, the blade went in at an exact right angle, perpendicular to Freya's body. And there's only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands, or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful. Those petals.
What about them?
It's nothing. They're just unusual. I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized. You get some weird insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
I'm not sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in a box in her room.
Okay.
Why?
For fun, obviously. I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Does Penny not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far. Penny can be a little protective. Never seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Right.
Right. 因为他是他的那个。
Feathers flashing in the light from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage.
所以他们2个都觉得互相是就是分神啊。
Eavesdrop what the stars are saying. Earthly tether, slowly fraying, floating helpless from the worst of jealous hunger, selfish thirst. Take a moment, kneel and meet the flowers growing at your feet.
这是他对他爸的解读。什么东西了？成就解除，诗人与钢琴家。这是把所有人的那个都讲过一次，就是都看过一次吗？我看一下。聆听 Poppy 的诗，真的。四处在找他们把就是目前看到的所有东西都看过一遍。
It's an illustrated
It's
book,
been
or it was left.
ever so slightly unnerving.
就是这个。来，恭维。这个。
Name Felix Fellow. Age 53. Profession none. Likes collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes the inescapable realities of human existence. Notes: Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No?
Why?
Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the 2 possible answers.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct.
No. 还有那个妞妞
Name
很可爱。
Fitzfellow, age 24,
神
profession
秘植物学家。
cryptobotanist, likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
OK，
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well
Hey,
over 6 foot and you've got to be
没
just
礼
barely
貌。
5.
So, what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
What？ 可以玩。
Name Poppy Pointer. Age 19. Profession. Oh. Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had, of course, originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written
好可爱
the ghost
哦
of， Christmas yet to come.
可爱哦 ，so cute。
Name Penelope Pointer. Age
可以
27.
闹他。
Profession ornithologist. Likes birds. Dislikes insects.
Insect。
Notes Penelope is very beautiful.
Yeah。
I have never had very much in common with her.
哦，
Name Percival Pointer.
职
Age
业舞。
57. Profession
None.
none.
I'm pretty sure he's an astronomer.
Oh, yes, of course. How uncharacteristically forgetful
真的
of
不是
me.
故意的吗？
Name Hawkshaw. Age
傻。
unknown. Profession private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo
抱歉
nerd with a clipboard.
哦，好多哦，天哪！
Now this is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah. You could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh. You wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive.
笑死。
To study science in any field is to
OK，
study the
如果你要
connections
讲这么的
between
广
all
义的话
matter in the
，OK。
universe, living or inanimate. An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
没有吧？
Is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
你什么意思？
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have
你什
no
么意思？
idea.
这是什么意思？
Who is this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I
谁知
don't
道？
know exactly.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object?
那就闭嘴。
It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what.
哦
I am scared of birds.
，sorry，
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh,
sorry。
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be? That blade.
it's a troll for gardening.
It is.
It is。
Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note on the back.
but she never showed them to me.
Well, I
哦
think it was a gift for your mother, like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
嗯，
It is a model of Freya,
这
made by
里
my
有啊。
father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a
Freya,
little red and white
Flora，
creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya? This photograph is my favorite photograph.
哦，
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third. I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever. There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Yeah?
A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
一中九局.
The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends.
On
What?
what?
Depends?
On the structural integrity of your
okay.
teeth.
我想说，你确定你咬得动吗？我才咬得动啊！这样。
There's something about that diary we found in Fifi's room.
有吗？没有，等一下。
Something.
Let's ask her about it.
OK， 现在刚好可以问。
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well.
不要生
A
气。
fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
这是 Freya 的吗？
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
哦，所以我之前都是一点就中哎，嘿。可以比较的东西，这个东西可以跟什么做比较？星星跟这个吗？哦，这个
Let's take a closer look at this.
长图看见。
This blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just change.
就是。
This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
为了认为没有，不想让任何人看到。
Freya didn't want anyone to see. Fifi kept in her bedroom. Nope.
Fifi 不欲人知的东西。
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets kept in her bedroom. Almost. Maybe just. Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something,
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Yeah.
Very well. I will open it.
Very well.
However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
All right, Fifi unlocked.
Finally. What's in there?
他回来了，这是有实际的形体，是我吗？是我放出去的吗？也许我该把那张画撕了。喂，喂，所以他画出来的画有力量到可以把东西放出去。放文件有用了，这件小东西，我现在有2个了，还需要2个。找到通往中央的路，和竖琴比起来，意外的简单。我看到他们的总共5个，眼睛涂黑了。然后他还去解了那个竖琴的那个生物。我这个诺言要遵守，我会尽力，他需要一些陪伴。哦，哦。我问个你，对。
Felix is a contradiction. His loyalties are placed firmly within the realm of materialism, money, property. But his ego relies on an entirely fraudulent self-image, don't you think?
I was just about to say the same thing. I imagine you don't visit the astronomy tower too often, do you?
No, but I still see Pointer, sometimes. He's always curious about what I'm growing in the greenhouse. Asks me about the birds, too, and insects. He's pretty clued up on his evolutionary biology.
I didn't think there was much overlap between astronomy and biology.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
为什么他感觉怪怪？
Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong?
你们2个之间有点太近了，让人觉得很可疑的。
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to. Penelope's 3 favorite birds. She's very protective over them.
Are they like her pets? Do they have names?
Oh, they have names. Penelope loves to name things.
Do you remember what she named them?
I do not.
Okay.
What's with the broken glass?
Nobody knew.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
I've seen beetles with brightly colored shells, metallic shells even. They're relatively common, especially around here. There's a difference between that and actual gold.
It can't be actual gold. Gold is just inside the earth or whatever. You can't make it. That's called alchemy. It was a whole thing.
Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning. She's improved a lot since then.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
Huh?
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
What?
Those petals, they,
What?
怎么了？
they're red.
所以呢，你怪怪的。
Did Freya draw these?
Yeah. There's a note on the back, too.
She was even closer to Flora than I realized. Felix made that? Huh. That's quite sweet, really. It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo, too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
Two people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be three.
Checkmate.
Checkmate.
Freya's best work, in my opinion.
真的假的？
Although the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
Yeah.
What do you think it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting.
What kind? What?
Fitz, one of these drawings is of you in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Are we done? Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing
Yeah. Right? Perhaps not now. 哎，从他房间可以过去吗？这个屋顶。
A big glass door leads out into
There's a little mechanism by the...
Oh. Oh. 这样，然后看一下，同样这一格，同样这一格，然后下面两个。
Nothing.
All four
Those
tiles.
other
I think it is.
Okay.
I guess we'll come back later.
It's locked.
I thought,
We are.
what's that thing by the...
这个在这。
Nothing.
The tiles.
Those moons.
Maybe they're connected.
左右，左右，
Let's come back once we...
右左右。我的天哪，我大脑不太行。
A big glass door.
There's a little mechanism.
左右，左右，好。哦，它是一个哦。
Something
That must
happened.
be it.
I
And...
still feel like we made.
有一点像是D 开头跟 C 开头4个字母的那个样子。
It's locked.
I
We
thought,
are.
what's that thing by the...
这样这样这样这样呀。
It made a noise.
I guess that was right. Finally.
Whatever's on the other
Did you-
side.
终于啊，屋顶花园。哇，他戴耳机
It's
耶！
another little statue, doing a
Oh.
really bad job of hiding in the bushes.
He's playing a lute this time.
鲁特
He's
琴，
also wearing headphones.
不得不
Well,
说，
they're
他那
not
个耳
part
机
of the
看起来
statue. And they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
OK。我说他那个耳机看起来有点猛，有点那个叫什么啊？有点看起来很好用。成就解除沼泽怪物。
Giant stone frog. Love it.
Ah, he's got his tongue out like he's catching snowflakes.
这样
Except those aren't snowflakes. They're feathers.
，feather。哦，还有一个是墨迹哦。
It's a rose bush,
Rose?
growing on a little patch of bluish soil. Apart from a couple of loose petals on
Those
one
are very
side,
soft.
the whole thing looks very well cared for.
The roses are bright red, too.
Now, aren't roses
还有
normally
其他
that
颜色
color?
啊。
Exactly.
Eh?
More egg statues.
I don't get it.
Well, either they have some special significance, or the sculptor was just really lazy.
What do you mean?
An egg has got to be the easiest shape to make. That's one big dragonfly.
Or one very small dragon.
好哦，
A little pond.
It looks really, really deep. See those metal bars around the edges?
Oh, yeah. What do you suppose they're for?
Nothing anymore. Looks like somebody broke them and then never bothered to fix it.
这里还有什么？这里看起来没有什么。
Stone pillars, or what's left of them. Trees.
In a garden.
In a garden?
It's so relaxing. I might just stay
Oh,
here.
shall I?
That'd be great.
笑死。Okay.
Let's wonder how it's hooked up. Oh, good. I'm glad to know.
Not all bridges are.
Okay. 看一下这个 garden.
I'm still not.
Should we take another look?
看一下。这是什么？还是无法破解。
Let's come back.
Okay.
Spook. What do you think it's
I
for?
think it's
Is it working?
No.
No. Fine. Hey.
Did you get anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious.
太气了。
I'll say this, he's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way
yeah.
to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse. But I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa. Scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting restless. Professor Pointer's a respectable astronomer. Keeps himself to himself. What?
We're just surprised.
That was the most polite you've been about
可
anyone.
气。
I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoilt child.
Penny must be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite.
Yeah. True.
The people here are surprisingly materialistic, considering how sheltered they are.
Materialistic?
Growing this fruit simply because it produces a gemstone-like material. For what possible purpose, other than financial gain?
You're speculating.
What would you do, Grimoire, if you could grow valuable stone straight from the earth?
Well.
A diary. Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be
不是
cheating.
开的吗？
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others anyway.
Yeah.
I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference. A photograph of Freya could be important. These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Your life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we
抱怨
not having a fun
看不
adventure
练
right at this very moment?
I'd tell him not to quit his day job. But he hasn't got one, has he?
Yeah.
Does Flora still own that bird?
No.
Do you know?
Don't think so. The drawings are from a few years ago.
Yeah.
I see. This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't
I don't
think
know.
so.
I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
Yeah.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around.
Suspicious.
Some breed of amphibious humanoid, potentially bipedal, although none of the statues show the creature's feet.
I guess we'll never know.
We will never know.
3 birds, 1 cage. What makes them worth keeping cooped up, I wonder? would they not be happier flying free?
But then they might fly away from Tangle Tower entirely.
I wonder if they would.
Hmm.
And you consider that important evidence, do you?
Wow.
These people really are ridiculous, aren't they? Who's that?
Not sure. It doesn't really look like anyone we've met so far.
Strange.
Hoppy.
Is that a clue?
Dunno. It was important enough to be framed, though.
I framed my law degree. Doesn't make it a clue.
Same? Yeah?
Fine.
Where did you find this?
Oh.
Do you have any theories about where this might have been?
Or who might have had it.
I have several theories. But they are my theories, and I'm not going to share them.
小气鬼，喝凉
One of
水。
3 statues depicting the same creature. This one is wearing headphones. Perhaps they belong to someone who likes music.
They're not headphones. They're earmuffs. For blocking out sound.
Perhaps they belong to someone who doesn't like music.
哭啊！
Do you also have a pile of leaves as a clue?
不要生气嘛。
Not yet. Did you see some suspicious leaves?
Special leaves. Fine. Away.
Finally!
Oh,
I
wow.
get to see a detective's case file.
抱歉。
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Only last week I asked that miserable hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it?
哦，
A
那个时候
shallow
刚刚的
sensationalist.
刚的谈论确实他对他蛮快乐
Yes,
不
it's
快乐。
my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least
Yeah.
like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I
Stop
think
it.
it's a little vulgar. There used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally...
我喜欢他的动作很可爱。
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good
默默的
question.
除掉。
Lovely.
Lovely.
Not a fan of insects myself.
Okay.
Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I... Freya, perhaps. I know she was always
Freya.
very fond of grubby little things like this.
Noted.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
Oh wow.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
太气了。
I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Okay.
Oh, absolutely no idea.
故意。
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
Well.
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it.
We do
这个
that.
超过分的。
Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
很生气了。
Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract
Okay.
for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay,
No.
so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
哇，我可以理解。
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
哇，我可以理解他这个想法，因为我对物理化学实在是很不行，超级不懂物理化学。
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something.
Let's ask him about it.
Okay.
There's something about those petals we found in Penny. Something.
Let's ask her about it.
So, Fitz, I have a report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower, holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
Yeah.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
So, if it wasn't a knife, what was it?
Blackberry 有可能。
That's not it.
不是这个。
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
可是你把它藏起来了。对。
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Poppy's room. Almost. An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes?
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Let's take a closer look at these.
它的那个图，在Penny的房间里。
The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in the garden, almost. The pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence?
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
It took me a long time to breed. I wanted the colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Turns out Penny isn't particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again. When she's not there, water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
这行为有点可爱 ，Oh my god! That's so sweet though.
We found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
The petals.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses. And who they belong to. It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at. But it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those two bedrooms?
For most people, it would be.
But
don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
不要生气。 超浅但没有用，并非他们注意力与政治。Copy and paste。
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those two have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We need a clue to compare with Penny's birds.
Are you sure about that,
been in the rooftop garden. Let's take a closer look at these.
来自于
This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
Well.
Can't stand it!
Oh.
Knowing the two of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days, but being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. 毕竟你那么生气 It's okay. I'll get it. I'll get it. OK. 还有谁？我给你看过哦，然后可以直接这样贯穿。我给你看过什么吗？小。你呢？
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nice try.
Nice try. NT.
We spoke to your daughter Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker.
Nothing.
Or what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
我现在就在当催眠检考杯。
Weird astronomy professor guy.
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know.
Well, you never know.
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was gonna say something there.
一时间以为，可恶。
Do you know anything about this beetle?
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
No.
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
No. No. No.
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason?
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies?
No.
You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who are the other people next to you?
Okay.
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter?
Fine. 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 Okay. 0. Good. Okay. 我给你看过吗？完全没有印象，我给哪些人看过，没有给哪些人看过。Come over here. Oh man.
Not exactly a wealth of information,
Sorry,
is it?
man.
It's enough.
I've seen those earmuffs before. They're the ones Fitz always wears when he's out the front gardening.
Always wears?
Whenever I've seen him, yes. I think you may wish to adjust your threshold of what you consider to be a clue.
有啦，还有用啊。
A diary can be a wonderful outlet for an outpouring of
他的
one's
手很有
soul.
戏，
How do you
像
know
他的
it's
手
a
放
diary?
开。
I suppose I don't, but it does look like a diary.
Yeah. Look like. 哦，全件解除，这是我的案件档案。那你写一份两的案件档案。
It's tidier than the notebook.
So, even the most well-used notebook.
Okay. 唉，来吧。
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Yeah.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. It lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
The door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs.
I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other. It's a bird bath.
So just for birds?
They're even
Please don't do that.
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through
To
them
see if
all.
anyone.
就这个，然后没了。哇，他们到底在创啥？这么猛？
It's piano music.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
好难以理解。
There's a sing. No.
That's weird.
What?
Her feet were right. So she was
Let's
probably.
check the case file again.
像这两个人的 suspicion 还没出来。他有什么可疑之处吗？他有什么可疑之处？在这里找到的。
It's a chart. Which planet? Miss Thompson.
Even the most well-used notebook.
看一下。
Fifi's got
What
something.
is all this?
这两个是什么关系？他害了他。
They're not labeled.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless.
Maybe. Did you ever try that? It's Poppy.
That's gotta be Flora.
It's a drawing of Penny.
Is Fifi?
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
Is
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
That's you, Sally.
What? I do I?
Is Fifi?
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
不行，点不了。
That's just the face. Does make you wonder, though.
Arrows connected.
They're not labeled, though.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless. I think that's supposed to be Fifi. Did you notice who isn't?
Freya?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So what?
Pretty.
We're supposed to.
A simple trick, but it really. What's that?
Looks like something. We hope it's just a bunch of notes about her micro.
We already solved it. Scientific. I'll openly admit I am amused. Don't think you can save it for the judge.
Okay. 上不是这。
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
Is that
of sorts? It's a model. What do you
that
think?
would make an amazing. Sure, why
The
not?
search for the archive's downright poetic.
Books about
Well,
insects.
there's not a single.
Huh.
他会喜欢这个吗？
It's a little glass.
I think it's
Come again.
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Drawings.
What's that one?
Looks one of them's holding a red rose.
That painting?
Why?
Maybe Freya.
Yeah,
Hang on, there's a smaller.
It's a photograph. It's a.
I think it looks fine. Could also be a shark.
完了，现在卡在这个奇怪的地方。
These drawings, I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it? I've never seen that before. Looks valuable.
Wait.
Now, this is still in very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence. Cunning. Bizarre things, aren't they? Penelope seems rather attached to them.
Do you not feel sorry for them in that little cage?
Come now, I'm sure they could leave if they really wanted to. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me!
Goodness me!
Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue.
为什么大家都不认识以前的 Poppy
I've never been one for music. Why not ask Poppy instead? What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold.
No.
The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements, but it's not too bad. Might be salvageable. Is that a clue? Really?
It might be.
Well, some sort.
Percival Pointer. Good old. So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
那是真的久。
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival.
Wow.
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger. Always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle. And he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture.
但不一定吧。
Heartfelt.
不好说，不好说。
But futile.
吓死。
Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different, like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
超 EQ。No. Fine. Not much. 你我也问完了。我是不是能问啊？都问完了。对啊，能问的我都问完了。
A wooden trunk.
I want one.
I want one.
Hi.
It's Tangle, or at least it's the...
AKA a greenhouse.
AKA. 我是不是都问完啦？都问完了，我就不知道该怎么办了。
Wait, those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What?
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No. I wear them while I'm gardening, and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
That's genius.
Genius.
We found these up in the rooftop garden. Do you know how long they've been there?
No, it could have been a long time. We don't ever really clear up the rooftop garden.
Why not?
Nature is unruly.
No.
In truth, it prefers to be left alone.
Well, what else?
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
I put them there.
Why?
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belonged to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones. Like he's in a recording studio with his guitar. No?
If they do belong to Fitz, he hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway. Can't remember exactly. I see a lot of birds up in the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet.
我是问过你了，对，问过你了。ridiculous， 我应该有问过了吧？应该能问的都问过了。
What's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues.
不要这样。
What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
These weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
A chalkboard?
Is this a library or a class?
Wait, 我不会要写
Any
起来。
idea what this
Not
means?
a clue.
我不会要写起来吧？我天哪！Fine, but 我觉得我们这次就先到这里。那这个东西，
It's musty. Must you ask us?
Must you ask？ 就是这个东西，然后跟我们在他房间看到的那个板子，然后可能跟这个有关系。但是呢，我觉得这一次就先到这吧，我有点累了。2个多小时在解这些东西上面是真的有一点累的，有点累病啦。反正这就是这一次就先到这里吧，我们下一次的游戏影片内容再见。有兴趣的话也可以就是亲自来玩玩看，这次不知道有没有打折我看一下他本人这次有没有打折？商店页面，这次春季特卖，这次打很多这次打了75折到3月24号哦。有兴趣的话可以买，那现在只要不到100块呀。总之这次的内容就是这样啦，大家拜拜，累了该休息了，大家拜拜。那个资讯栏一样会放一下我的那个新的马须马龙，就是棉花糖。如果想要推荐什么游戏之类的话，我有钱有机会就可能会列入考虑这样。大家拜拜，拜拜。